In today's modern world, relationships are evolving. People are talking about love, commitment, and even open relationships. But what does the Bhagavad Gita have to say about it? Is an open relationship in harmony with spiritual wisdom? Or does it lead us further away from true connection and fulfillment? Yes, my friend, let us explore this question together with stories, insights, and wisdom from the Gita. First of all, let us understand what open relationships actually mean. It is a relationship where partners agree to explore connections with other people, whether it is emotional, romantic, physical, and while maintaining their primary bond. For some of them, it is about freedom and honesty. For others, it can be confusing and unsettling. But before we dive into what Gita says, let us reflect and ask ourselves, what is the ultimate goal of a relationship? Is it simply pleasure or security or something more deep? To truly understand relationships, we need to understand human desires and emotions. In verse 62 and 63 of chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna talks about desires and attachments. Gita explains how unchecked desires lead to attachment, then frustration, then anger, and eventually leading to suffering. The verse says, ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः सङ्गासतिषुपजायते सङ्गात् सञ्जायते कामः कामात् क्रोधोऽभिजायते. It simply means when we constantly think about sensual pleasures, we develop attachment. And my friend, from this attachment, desires arise. And when these desires are unfulfilled, the frustration turns into anger, leading to loss of clarity. In an open relationship, people often seek variety, excitement, or deeper self exploration. But remember, my friend, Lord Krishna warns us. He says, if desires are not rooted in the wisdom and self awareness, they can lead to emotional instability. The constant seeking of more love, more excitement, more validation can make the mind restless instead of making it peaceful. So we need to understand that what are we really seeking? Is it the love or just attachment? One of the key teachings of the Gita is basically the difference between true love and temporary attachment. Lord Krishna in verse 23 of chapter 6 says, Tam vedyat dukkha sanyogam viyogam yoga sangitam. It simply means True peace comes from detaching from the suffering and not clinging to temporary pleasures. So, my friend, if an open relationship is driven by true love, trust, and selflessness, then perhaps it can be fulfilling. But, my friend, if it is fueled by personal desires, insecurities, or the fear of commitment, then it may lead to suffering instead of the peace you have been desiring or looking for. Let us understand this discussion with simple two stories of love, freedom, and the consequences. The first example we take of is of Maya and Aditya. It's a couple who decided to have an open relationship to spice things up. Initially, everything felt very exciting. But over time, jealousy, insecurity, and comparisons crept in. Instead of feeling free, they felt more anxious, constantly wondering if they were enough for each other. The second example is of Rishi and Kavya. Kavya was drawn to the idea of openness because she believed that love cannot be owned. But Rishi felt it created an emotional distance. They eventually realized that while their bodies were free, their hearts longed for depth, stability, and exclusivity. The so called freedom felt like emptiness. So, these stories show that while open relationships may seem liberating, they often challenge the very foundation of trust and emotional stability. So, my friend, what is the Gita's answer? In chapter 12, Krishna says, Adveshta sarvabhutanam Maitra karuna evacha. It simply means one who has no envy, who is a friend to all, and who sees love as a service attains peace. So, my friend, according to the Bhagavad Gita, a relationship is not about keeping options open. Instead, it is about growing together, supporting each other, and transcending selfish desires. So, the question which arises here is, if you are someone who has been considering an open relationship, is it the right thing for you to do or not? Here, to help you understand better and to decide for yourself, I want you to ask yourself three important questions. Number one, am I seeking freedom or running from commitment? Number two, am I emotionally prepared for the challenges of an open relationship? The third one, the last one, and the most important one. Is this based on deep love or just desire? Lord Krishna teaches us that true fulfillment does not come from multiplying the relationships, but from deepening them. The more scattered we are in our desires, the less peace we have. Remember, my friend, Gita does not give you a direct yes or no answer about the modern relationships. Instead, it teaches you a deeper meaning. It teaches you how to think with clarity and wisdom. Whether in a traditional or open relationship, what truly matters is why you are choosing it and how do you plan to navigate it. So, my friend, reflect on your journey, seek truth in love, and always choose relationships that bring you peace and not just temporary pleasures. So, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think open relationships can truly work? I would love to know your views. Please feel free to drop them in the comment section. And my friend, if you found this discussion valuable, please don't forget to like, share, and consider subscribing the channel. Thank you and stay blessed.